Hi everybody, welcome to the second workout of the strength sessions. We are going to look at a few different movements today that we've not done before. Round one, we're looking at a 90-second work and 60-second rest for 4 exercises. Then round two, 45 seconds work, 30-second rest for 4 exercises. And finally round three, only 22 seconds work and 16-second rest. Now for this workout, if you don't have already, you will need a chair or a bench or a box or something round about the same height as a chair. So I'm going to be using this one. So just something that you can replicate a chair with. A kitchen table chair is absolutely perfect for this. So something like that. If you don't have that, I'm going to give you alternative options for that movement. You will need either a kettlebell or a resistance band, okay? So no different to any of the other strength workouts other than something to replicate a chair. We're going to start by obviously warming up. Same principle as always, it's very much a slow and controlled session, so you shouldn't perhaps get the same sweat on as a HIIT workout, for example, but you should feel this burning in muscles that you probably didn't know you had. A few new exercises, a few alternative exercises, and working full body. So we'll get started by warming up. Just start circling your arms as always, brushing right past your ears, and change direction other way, and front crawl. Bend your knees slightly, and back crawl, and breaststroke. Take it round out and wide, loosen off the upper back, you squeeze the shoulder blades apart, reverse it, and elbows up. Take all the way around, look right over that shoulder, all the way, and this time bring your arms up above your head, big stretch up tall, and back down, swap it over, other way, and bring it back down to centre. Come up onto one foot, bring your knee up towards your chest, and stop where you are. Okay, bring your knees up, out and round, loosen off the hips, and kick your bum behind you. And now lunge it forward, so step it into that lunge, back knee almost touching the floor, head, chest up, and stand up, okay? Step it out, and in. Either forward steps or backward lunge. It's really just to warm up the quads and glutes for the first movement, which we're going to move on to just shortly. First one's split squats. Not one that I've ever used in online workouts before, but really, really good isolated movement. So to warm up to that, just give me 10 squats, nice and slowly, nice and controlled, making sure your knees are tracking out over your toes. You're going as low as you can, where your heels remain firmly on the floor, okay? Just 10 reps. Once you've done 10, grab your chair and we're going to talk you through this split squat. So, one foot comes up onto the chair behind you, okay? All we're going to do is bend the knee, front knee from straight to standing, okay? So just like we're going to do a squat, we're adding pressure to the quad on the leg that's not doing much. Trust me, you're doing something, and you'll feel this in your quads and glutes on both legs, okay? We're going to go for 90 seconds on one side. So we'll start off with the right leg up on your chair and the left leg on the floor, okay? Then we'll swap over for the next 90 seconds. If you want to make this more challenging, but for the first time today, I would suggest that you don't do this. But if you've done this movement before, then feel free. Weight in front of you, and just the same again, okay? So all you're doing is adding weight. If you don't have a chair or you feel imbalanced, a bit worried about your chair or about you, then what we're going to do is take it to lunges. So back step, and all we're going to do is pause it and dip, okay? And you're going to try and maintain that for the full 90 seconds. Okay, if you're struggling, we obviously stop and we go back to it. I'm going to keep alternating between the two, and yeah, we'll see how that feels. So we've mobilised, we've got the joints warm up, we're going to get right into this. yeah, it's a strength session. We don't need to raise the heart rate too much. So let's just get on with it. So 90 seconds on that first split squat. Right leg up on the chair behind you. Left leg on the floor. And we'll go through some teaching points as we go. Let's work. 90 seconds. So right foot up onto the chair. All you're going to do is bend that front leg. Keep head and chest up, looking forward. Really focus on moving slowly and engaging these muscles, okay? We're putting a lot of weight through, making sure you stand up straight at the top, squeezing the glutes, and back down, okay? It's a tough movement. You're going to feel it pretty quick, especially on the leg that's up on the chair. Similarly, if you're doing those back lunge pause and dips, same places, okay? Glute, quad, mainly is that activation area, okay? So whatever variation you choose, you're halfway through now. 45 seconds left. If you're on the bench, or the chair, sorry, make sure your head and chest up at all times, your core's engaged, just as we would in squats or lunges. So back straight, head up, go as low as your mobility allows, okay? And back up. What we want to make sure of is that we're not allowing us to drop forward. So it's not supposed to be like this. You're not hinging at the hips whatsoever. All the work is coming from those quads, okay? So just from here up to standing, okay? Your quads should be burning. You've got 5 seconds left, then we get a whole minute off, and we're going to go for the other side. Rest it there. So exactly the same again. This time, other side. Okay? Make the most of this minute rest. It's rare that we have such a long rest time. Because of what we're doing, really isolating the muscle groups, this set has a lot longer rest, okay? Big muscle groups require longer to tire, but if you're already fatigued from other workouts, you're not used to training like this, you will feel it pretty quick, okay? So it's important that we listen to our bodies. If at any point you need to stop and regress it back to that lunge, then that's fine. If even that is too much, we're just going to take it to step lunges, okay? Various options for various abilities. Remember, you can add weight, it's going to make it more challenging. Whether you want that challenge is up to you. Okay, same again. So this time, left leg onto that chair and down we go, okay? I like to put my hands across the chest, just as I would if I was holding on to something. Some people do this with a barbell on their back. So it's all about keeping that head and chest up and the core engaged to make sure your posture is good, okay? Down and up, okay? Keep it going. If you're on that back lunge with dip, just a little dip for as long as you possibly can, okay? Legs roughly at 90 degrees. Your quads should be burning after this, okay? We're going to get a rest in a sec, then we're going into core work. Okay, so it's a full body workout. Okay, down and up to standing. Remember to squeeze the glutes at the top, keep that core tight, head and chest up, every single rep. From down and up, okay? Working the glutes and the quads. If you're on that dip, just hold it there. Tummy in, head, chest up again, core engaged. Every single rep, okay? Stay strong. You've got 15 seconds left to go, okay? Down and up. Now, the wider you take your stance, the further you can take this, and the further back this back leg goes, the more you're going to feel that in your quads. 2, 1, rest it there. Nice. First movement done in 2 halves. Your quads should be burning. We're giving the legs a rest. We're going to go into leg raises. So the legs in the title, we're all about our core this time. So we're going to start off flat on our backs, feet out in front. Easiest option, your hands will be underneath your bum. All we're going to do, lift our legs up to the ceiling, point your toes, and bring them back down with the aim not to touch the floor with your heels, okay? So if your feet touch, you're essentially giving yourself a little unnecessary rest, okay? So what we're looking at, all the way up, back down, just off the floor, right back up, okay? Feeling that in your core. Little bit harder option, hands by your side, okay? Exactly the same movement, all the way down, not to the floor, back up. Hardest option, up with your hands. Okay, let's do it. 90 seconds work. Leg raises now, okay? Whatever option you're choosing, make it count, okay? Nice and slow, nice and controlled, aiming not to let your heels touch the floor. Okay, harder option, arms by your ears, okay? Even harder, neck and head up off the floor. So just down, don't touch the ground, and back up, okay? Keep moving, you've got 1 minute left to go. We're only going through these rounds once, okay? Awesome work. Come on team, we've got this. It's a long first round, second round is slightly shorter. Keep moving, we can do it. 45 seconds left. Keep that tummy nice and tight. Choose your options, hands by your side, under your bum, or above your head, okay? You've got your hands above your head. You're allowing further range of motion through the core. You're extending and elongating those abs, okay? So your core muscles are getting a full stretch and then contracting, okay? So, very much worth moving your way up to that type, okay? Beginners are still going to feel it. Hands underneath your bum, all the way down, all the way back up, okay? Doesn't matter what level you're on, you're going to feel that work in your core. Rest it there. Okay, we're coming into row now. Two options for this. If you have a kettlebell or dumbbells, what we're going to do, slight bend. We're going to start in this position, looking down towards the floor, back as straight as you can. Okay, we're going to bring the kettlebell up in line with your chest, or hand in line with your chest, elbows back and back down. Okay, we're looking at working those shoulders and upper back. If you've only got one kettlebell, you're going to be doing one hand at a time. So I'm going to tell you when we're halfway through on 45 seconds. If you've got two, you can do two at once. If you're on a band, same principle. We're going to start low. We're going to bring the band up, elbows coming past the back, okay? So looking down at the floor. Either option going to be pretty tricky. Let's work. 90 seconds. So you can be using two kettlebells, same way, okay? Or you can use one, and I'll tell you in 45 seconds up, or you can use a band. Now this band is a bit too light for this movement for me, so if you've got a thicker band, you may want to give it a try, okay? The thicker your band generally means the higher resistance. That's 1 minute left. Option for that kettlebell, elbow comes up, all the way down. If you've got two, you can do two at once, okay? Back straight, looking down at the floor. Keep moving, slow and controlled, really focus on that technique. We're coming up to 45 seconds left on the clock, so if you want to swap kettlebells, if that's what you're using, let's swap sides, exactly the same again. So elbows come up higher than your back, okay? Keep it going. Doesn't matter what variation you're doing, you should be feeling this in the upper back and shoulders, okay? If your band is a bit light, you can put your hands further down the band so you're getting a bit more resistance. Another tip, just make sure you control it on the way back down as well. You don't want to be letting go too soon. 15 seconds. Back nice and straight, looking down at the floor, elbows coming up higher than the straight back. 5 seconds left. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Okay, round two, slightly shorter. 45 seconds work, 30 seconds rest. Your first movement is either deadlift or good mornings. Now deadlift, back straight, head and chest up, just bringing it up, squeezing the glutes at the top, arms stay straight the whole way through, okay? If you've got one kettlebell, great. If you've got two, you can do the same movement. I should have brought another one over to demo. You can do the same movement, this is called suitcase deadlift, okay? Or we can take it in to that single leg deadlift, okay? So keeping the head and chest up, kicking the bench behind me here, Head and chest up, squeeze the glutes at the top, okay? Or if you're on a band, stand on it, bring it up and over your shoulders, and we're just going to lean forward, slight bend in the knees, back straight, okay? Let's work, 45 seconds. Same muscle chain, so a posterior chain up the back of your calves, hamstrings, and lower back, okay? So it doesn't matter if you're deadlift or band-aid good mornings, different name, similar muscles worked, okay? Don't try this, but I'm going to demo with both. Good mornings with a band, kettlebell, deadlifts, okay? Whatever option you choose, make it count again. Keep it nice and slow, nice and controlled. Bum out, back straight, slight bend to the knees. Make sure you're feeling that all the way up the backs of your legs. Squeezing the glutes at the top. 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Rest it there. Everybody's favourite next, you don't need any kit for this, press ups. Okay? As always, want to see your hands in line with your chest. What we're aiming for, keeping the elbows in nice and tight. We don't push up with elbows out. Nice and tight into the body. Chest to floor, okay? So this is regardless of whether or not you're on your toes or you're on your knees. We want to be taking the chest all the way down to the body, to the floor. 2, 1, let's go. So aiming to slowly control yourself down to the floor, chest touches the floor, drive it up, okay? Working the triceps and the chest. Try and get as far to the floor as you can, keeping it nice and controlled. If you then drop, okay, let yourself drop that extra little bit. But if you can control it to here and then have to drop on the floor, you're benefiting a lot. You're strengthening yourself, your triceps, really, really quick, okay? If you need to put a cushion on the floor so you're only coming partial depth, whether you're on your knees or on your toes, stick a cushion down. You're just reducing the range of motion to the floor, okay? But chest touches the floor every rep. Rest it there. Okay, glute bridge. Few options for this. On its own, lie flat on the floor, hands by your side. Drive the glutes up towards the ceiling, getting a straight line from your knees up towards your hips, okay? You can add weight to this just by placing it at the top of your legs, okay? Drive up. Squeeze the glutes and back down. 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Okay, if you've got a band and want to use that, double it up. If it's a small band like this one, same principle applies, okay? Squeeze it out. Main part here, regardless of what variation you're doing, your knees down to your hips and in a complete straight line, okay? You can get your knees down to your shoulders in a straight line. Even better. Main thing here, squeezing the glutes at the top. Really focus and squeezing them in together, okay? Keep it moving. Last 12 seconds. Whatever option you're choosing, whether weighted, band-aid or without, you're going to feel this in your glutes if you're activating them correctly, okay? 2, 1, rest it there. Good work. Overhead press. Since I've got the band in my hand, I'll show you this one first. Stand on the band, bring it up, bring your elbows through, okay? So you're standing in that front rack position, so your elbows are out. Going to press it above your head and back down, okay? Head pops through, elbows in line with your ears. Same principle applies with the kettlebell, up and back down. Let's do it. 45 seconds and back down. Nice, keep it going. Squeeze that tummy in tight. Do not give in. Breathe through it. Keep pushing hard. Elbows up in line with your ears and back down. 30 seconds left. Up and back down, okay? Keep it going. Whatever variation you're choosing. Up and back down, okay? Choose the option that suits you best, depending on what piece of kit you have. 8 seconds. Come on, keep going. Squeeze it out all the way to the end. Last 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, for this last round, it's super short again. We've got 4 exercises, this time 22 seconds work, so it's not long at all, and 16 seconds left. a lot of core in here, but some upper body as well. We're going to use that chair again that you had in round 1. First movement we're going to do is Russian twists though, then we're going on to dips. Now Russian twists, we are going to sit on the floor. Easiest option, heels remain on the floor, you lean back slightly, you rotate around, tapping the floor each side, okay, working the obliques and abdominals. Add a weight if you want to, okay, whatever weight you've got. If you want to make it even harder, bring your heels up off the ground and rotate round each side, okay, the rotation coming from your hips. That is your first exercise, okay, 10 seconds. Ready to go, whatever option you want. It's only 22 seconds work. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So rotate all the way around as far as you can, okay? 22 seconds. It's not a long time, but you're going to feel this in your core. Keep moving. Squeeze it out all the way to the end. 10 seconds left. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Okay, grab that chair. We are going to put our hands facing, so in the same direction as our knuckles facing forward, I should say. Going to come out, legs bent, and just dip with your shoulders. Okay, let's go. 22 seconds. You're aiming to get as low as you can into that dip, working across your shoulders into your triceps again. Squeeze it out, okay? You want to make it harder, straighten those legs, you're going to transfer more weight through. So whatever variation, last 3, 2, 1. Rest it there. Okay, shoulder taps. Plank position, hands narrow, feet wider. Tap the shoulders, opposite hand, opposite shoulder, okay? 3, 2, 1, let's go. If you're struggling with this movement, bring your feet wider. The wider you take your feet, the narrower you bring your hands, the easier this is going to be, okay? Think of it, principles of a triangle. More stable, the wider your feet are, okay? Keep moving, last 5 seconds. Almost there. And 1, rest it there. Okay, last one, sit-ups. Whatever variation you want to choose, it's the final exercise. Only 22 seconds work. Sit-ups. Feet together if you want, hands back, up, touch the floor if you can get full sit-ups, okay, so all the way up, fully seated. If not, heels on the floor, hands on your head, come up as far as your mobility and strength will allow, okay? Really focus on keeping that tummy in tight, making sure it is doing the work. 2, 1, rest it there. Okay, a nice quick 17-minute workout, okay? You should be feeling that. Round 1 started off slow. We build up the pace a little bit as we shorten the times throughout, okay? Some of those movements quite new for some of you. We are going to be looking at them over the course of the next 10 workouts, okay, in some sort of variation. Every workout's different. Every workout in this block is solely focused on strength, okay? There's always the option to do the other half of these, which is your higher intensity body weight only, okay, so no equipment required. We will cover the dips, the split squat, using chairs, benches, whatever you might have. So if anybody's got any questions, if you're worried about your technique on any of them, send me a video. As always, I'll analyse your movement and give you some feedback, either via video call or via message. It's up to you, okay? So that service is free to everybody on the programme. Let's get stretched out and cooled down. You've worked your muscles quite intensely, although your heart and lungs might not be at the same rate as you would find doing a short high intensity interval training session. We've isolated muscle groups there in each round, okay? So we're going to start off just with a couple of ankle rotations, just the same cool down as we normally do. A couple of additions just to implement and sort out the areas that we've isolated quite a lot, both directions. And then point and flex. Okay, swap it over other side. Both directions, and point and flex. And release. Bring one foot in front of the other, back leg slightly bent, lean forward into that stretch, stick your bums out behind you, head and chest up. Dig the heel in. Feel that pulling all the way up from your calves into your hamstrings. Some of you might feel it into your glutes as well, okay? Hold it there. I'm going to add another leg stretch in compared to what we'd normally do, just to focus on stretching out those glutes, hip flexors, quads and hamstrings. Areas that, especially with those split squats, have been worked pretty hard. Hold it there. And swap it over other side. Sink it down. If you're not feeling that stretch, you might need to lean further forward, dig your heel in further. Depends completely on your flexibility and mobility and your strength, okay? Hold it there. Breathe through it. And up you come. Hold on to something if you need to. Stretch of those quads. If you are struggling to reach your foot, okay, you can grab a band if you've got one, but tea towels and normal, whatever, anything can work for this. So you look around your foot and just pull on that band, okay? So if your flexibility and mobility is not quite as good, you're getting exactly the same stretch if you use something for it. Sometimes you might need to pull it further back to feel it stretching the quads. That's absolutely fine. Try and keep your body upright, head facing forwards, and maintain that core strength so that you don't wobble about, but obviously hold on to something if you need to. Breathe through it. Hold it there. Okay, so stretching out quads, big muscle group up the front of your thighs. Hold it there. And release. Don't ditch that band. Swap sides. So exactly the same, other side. Hold it there. Squeeze the tummy in. Squeeze the glutes together. It's going to help you stay upright if you're not holding on to something or somebody. Again, making sure you're feeling that stretch, so get into a position that you're able to get in, okay? Hold it there. And release. Okay, let's go onto the floor. So I want you to sit down into a lunge. Okay, just sit on the floor, knee on the ground, heel on the floor at the front. And all we're going to do is sink our body forward. So from here, head, chest remains up. We're going to sink down. So just drop the hips slightly, okay? I want you to lean forward now and put your tummy onto your knee, but bring the same arm of the leg that's at the front down to the inside of your leg, okay? Now what we're aiming for here, turn around so I can show you from the front as well. What we're aiming for here is to try and get our elbow as close to the floor or the heel as possible, okay? With that leg pointing out, you should feel it stretching out the inside of your thighs, the glute, and some of you will feel it in your hamstrings as well, okay? You want to try and get as close to the floor as you can with that elbow. Hold it there. Breathe through it. This is stretching out deep into the hip flexors, glutes, hamstrings, adductors and abductors, so the muscle groups outside and inside of your thighs, okay? Hold it there. And from there, sit back up. What we're going to do is bring the front leg underneath us. So we want to be in that position, okay? Once you're in that position, I want you to rock very slightly side to side, aiming to bring the bum cheek down towards the floor, okay? Stretching out those glutes. Okay, so the bent leg, the one that's in front, and from sitting, that's all we're doing here, okay? Lean forward. You should feel this stretching out your front leg, so the leg that's in front of you, the glute, okay? So right round the side of your bum cheek. Very slightly rocking from side to side, stretching that. So when we're working out our muscles shorten and tighten, the point of stretching out is to elongate them back to where they should be and lengthen them again, okay? If we didn't stretch out as we should be, that's when you're more prone to injury and muscle soreness. Okay, swap sides, we're going to go into that one first. So leg underneath, elbows on the floor, and just rotate round very slowly. Top of your hamstrings and the insertion between your hamstring. So this big muscle here and into the glute, okay? So that's that area, but obviously on the bent leg, the one that's in front of you, that you're going to feel that. Very slowly rocking from side to side. If you find a certain point is where you're feeling that stretch more, so if for example you get to there and you feel it more, hold it there for a few seconds before bringing it back up and back down. Try and go slightly further next time before you pass that point of discomfort. Hold it strong, no giving in. And from there, we're going to come up into that lunge, so the same foot that you just had forward, into that lunge, knee out to the side, try and get that elbow down in line with your heel, okay? So your ideal position in here to feel the stretch to its maximal effect is if you can get your elbow on the floor beside your heel, okay? Now it's taken me a lot of years to be able to do that and maintain that, okay? I'm pretty stiff at the moment, so don't worry if you're only getting to here. If you're only getting to here, it's okay. You should still feel the stretch where you should be. So you should be feeling it, your hamstrings, the inside of your thigh, the glutes around the outside here, up the outside of your thigh, and you may feel a nice relief across the lower part of your back as you lean forward, okay? So various places, you might not feel it everywhere, you might feel it one or the other. The back leg as well, as you obviously are stretching out, you should feel it, so your hip flexors are getting a good stretch back into that extension, okay? Breathe through it, hold it there just a few more secs, and then we'll move on and get on with normal stretching. And up we come, okay. You might feel a bit of tight right round the pelvic area. We're going to loosen it off, just shake it out, okay? Couple of side lunges, so step out to the side nice and slow. If that feels ever so tight, take it nice and easy, okay? Out to each side, just a couple each side to loosen it all back off. Shake it out again. Up, out and round, just loosening off the hips. Again, okay, so the hip flexors might be quite tight after those split squats. Feel free to repeat these stretches as many times as you need to today, tomorrow. Kick behind you and shake it out one last time. Moving on to the core. So one hand on your leg, one hand up, lean over, keeping that whole body nice and aligned. So from your hand all the way down should be nice and aligned, okay? What we don't want from the side is that to happen, okay? It shouldn't be a fold at the hips. Keep it nice and tight, nice and straight, okay? Hold it there. Breathe through it, and up you come, swap it over, hold it there, and up you come. Okay, clasp your hands in front, feet together, push away, look down towards the floor, feel it stretching out your upper back as you squeeze your shoulder blades apart. Really focus on stretching out the upper back. Imagine your muscles, your upper back, stretching apart out to the sides, okay? Hold it there. And release. Clasp your hands behind you now, the lower part of your spine. If you can, push away. Squeezing your shoulder blades tight, close together. Head, chest up. This stretching out right across your chest, okay? So after introducing those dips, push-ups, you may feel this. Hold it there. And release. Okay, bring one hand up. I'm going to place it on the upper part of your back, okay? So palm flat. All we're going to do, using the opposite hand, push down. So this one's stretching out these triceps, okay? Dips, push-ups. A lot of things that we may not have done before, or not for a while, or to such intensity. So we're just making sure we're stretching out a good proper stretch out after every strength session. Swap over, other side. So palm flat on your back and then push down with the opposite arm. Hold it there. You should feel this right up the triceps, so stretching out from your armpit essentially up towards your elbow. Okay? I don't know if it's picking up in the video or not, but I've got a butterfly flying about here. Nice little addition, I suppose. Hold it there. And release. Okay, one hand across, push in, look over your shoulder. Just working into the shoulder area now. Swap over, other side. And release. Okay, a couple of shoulder rotations. Backwards and forwards. Take it into big circles, brushing right past your ears, pushing as far back as you can, focusing on that range of motion. Change direction. And release. Couple of shoulder circles. And change it over. Arms by your side. Squeeze your tummy, squeeze your glutes, come up onto your toes. Big stretch up, tall. Tall as you can. Lean back slightly. Big circle. And you're done. Awesome work today. Let us know how you found that, and we'll see you back shortly for the next workout. Have a good one.